All right, everybody, welcome to Untitled Common Sense. This is a special video. I had other videos planned about more stuff in long, but I'm going to get in on this because I think this is a good illustration of what I kind of been talking about. And I can really focus on this and tell you why this particular situation, this moment in time, reveals so much about the current administration and the allies of the Trump administration, as well as the right wing party, what their real goal is and what they are all about. So, as you might have heard, because it's everywhere, Trump and Musk they're on the outs. They were on the outs. Musk said he left amicably. They had the little Oval Office send off, and it was awkward. He had a black eye, said his son hit him. I also call bullshit on that. No one would ever let their son hit them, especially not in the face. I have two younger kids. One is an infant, the other is a 2-year-old. I would not let them near my face. And I have a daughter who is older, who, when she was little, I would not let her hit my face. So I don't know. You can make the case that Elon, that shows his inexperience as a dad, got 14 kids, just now figuring that out. Whatevs, I'm not here to talk about that. But what's important is that they now have this visible spat on Twitter. Like, you would think these two were lovers and they got called out, and now they're airing all their dirty laundry. And it is quite salacious. It's probably going to be on the news cycle for the next day or two. Who knows how this pan out? They'll probably make up because they stand to lose more than they do gain separately. But be that as it may, they are throwing jabs and punches at them. Now, I'm not going to go and read all the tweets because you can do that yourself. You probably have been listening to a lot of commentary just talk about it. I'm not even here to really stir the pot, though I do wish them all ill and things like that. What I really want to talk about is the deeper meaning of this moment right now. So, first off, why did this happen? Why are Trump and Musk on the split? From what I've been able to gather, it basically comes down to the big, beautiful bill. Elon didn't agree with it. Trump wants to push it through. At first, Elon was being like, yeah, the tariffs are not really good. The deficit spending, we got to really watch that. This bill's not doing it. He was trying to remain cordial, trying to keep off. Trump is like, oh yeah, Elon, he's great. Me and him have a disagreement, but he understands what we're doing. I wish him well. And they were cordial and they were amicable. But I guess two things, which seems to be the consensus happened that totally made Elon pivot to the way he was. He was against it, but he was just like, okay, I don't agree with it, but whatevs. But what really, I guess, pushed him over was the tipping point was the fact that the big beautiful bill cut out the provisions for EVs. And of course, Tesla's his bread and butter. So you take that out, and he's been getting subsidized by the government for years now. Tesla would have been under years ago, if it wasn't for the government subsidies. And as a matter of fact, all of Elon's companies, to a certain degree, use these government subsidies to make what they do possible. Because while his companies do provide a service, the initial payoff and benefit is very long reaching. EVs, you got to get the infrastructure in the market. You got people have to adopt them. With Starlink, people have to see that, oh yeah, we got to get the satellites up, and then we have to make sure people buy into Starlink so they can use the internet service. He was using it over there in Ukraine and stuff like that. And the administration's been really pushing Starlink on all these companies as part of their deal making with the tariffs and stuff like that. So the subsidies really matter. Then the second part to this that kicked Elon to the curb was them taking away his pick for NASA to be head of NASA. I guess Elon had a dude he vetted, and that was going to be the guy. And then at the 11th hour, they pulled the rug because they said he was a Democrat. We're just trying to make it all Republican, which is very telling. The fact that they're just trying to make everything Republican, no Democrats. I get you're beholden to a party, but aren't we one country working for the betterment of this one country? And the fact that we can't now work with Democrats is very distressing. And maybe I might make a video about that, but that shows you something. This administration is not about best results. It's about, my team wins, ha, to the exclusion of everything else, even the betterment of the American people. Stay tuned. So that's why it happened. And of course, because they're both two raging egomaniacs, it escalated like this. Like, this is some shit I would see out of like the most ratchetest ass section of Twitter. Like, this is shit you see from like Love and Hip Hop. Like, two people going at it. Like, these are the beefs that you see from like entertainers and reality TV stars, which I guess you can make a case that they both are because they're on TV all the damn time. So anyway, this is what happens. They're airing their grievances out on Twitter. Why not? Because that's what we do in the world, and they're going at it. And it escalated quickly with Elon saying, like, I can't support this bill. This bill's stupid. Maybe he was on a ketamine rage. I don't know. It's very likely he was, because them drugs get you, man. And then, of course, Trump is just an old man, waving his fists. And who knows what the hell he's got going on. People are saying dementia. So, like, this was just a recipe for disaster. It's like somebody put Pop Rocks in some pop, shook it up, and it's like, it blew up. So that's where we at. Now, that is the surface level of why it happened. But what I really want to dig into is that this shows, I think, that the Trump-Musk union was all about personal gain for these two people. And it wasn't about making America great again. It wasn't about putting America back in a place of dominance. It wasn't about making our country better and righting the wrongs. It was about two men who made a deal to enrich themselves, and one side supposedly reneged, the other is feeling butthurt about it, and now they're clashing. And it's so easy to see. What their tweets are espousing shows it all. Elon Musk says, without me, Donald Trump wouldn't have won the election. Without me, Donald Trump, the Congress wouldn't be Republican, so that he can get those sycophants in Congress. Then you have, Donald Trump saying, like, hey, the easiest way to save money is to get rid of EVs out the bill. And that's really easy because nobody wants to buy EVs. They're spending all this money for EVs nobody wants. Why have it in there? Let's just take it out and we don't have to do it. Each side is exposing what they want. Now, let's break it down, because this whole relationship is for personal gain. Trump saw that he needed the presidency. Why? The presidency gives him immunity. It kept him out of jail. Not only that, he gets all the privileges to do all the wheeling and dealing he wants. You cannot deny that since Donald Trump has been president, he's been going Mach 1 million hard on enriching himself. His sons are out making deals, like following him as he goes to visit all these world leaders. His tariffs always are coming like, oh yeah, we can have a tariff. Like in Vietnam, he's got that golf course going on because he made a deal with the Vietnamese. He has been enriching himself with the meme coin, with the watches, with the Bible. Everything he has done has been enriching himself. And he started that like literally like election day. So the presidency for Donald Trump was like, oh shit. The first time he was like, wait, I can really be milking this. And then the second time it became, not only can I milk this, but it also can save me and I can do what I want, make all my friends rich. It'll be great. So Donald Trump gains so much. He even gets the ability to bring retribution on his enemies because he has the U.S. government behind him. And so now all his grievances can be aired because he is king of the United States as he sees himself. So that's what Donald gets by being president for the second time. Now, what is Musk? Besides the government subsidies, you have noticed that this administration has bent way over backwards to make sure that Musk is taken care of. When you started seeing the Tesla dealerships being attacked, he brought the full might of the DOJ on all the people, delivering swift retribution. The South Africans, the South African farmers that were going through a genocide, he brought them in. Says doesn't want any immigration, but that's the immigration he wants to fuck with. Not only that, the H-1Bs, when Elon Musk was like, no, we need H-1B visa people, Donald Trump immediately stopped all that shit and was like, hey, we're going to have H-1B visa people. It's okay. Didn't want immigration, but it's okay when we bring all these other people over here to fund these companies for these tech billionaires because they get to use that to exploit them and make their own pockets rich. You see what I'm saying? Not only that, Starlink has been pushed everywhere. I've heard about several deals where they're like, well, if you want to get in our good graces and you want these tariffs to stop, how about you have Starlink as your internet service? They also use Starlink in Ukraine. All these opportunities to showcase Starlink as like the best and the brightest, the next wave of like telecommunications. And not only that, look at his rocket, SpaceX. That supplanted NASA. Cut the fuck out of NASA. We don't want NASA anymore, even though they've been around for like decades and they have proven experience and they know how to do space travel right. Fuck investing in that. We're going to invest in SpaceX because their rockets sometimes land but mostly exploit. All of this served to enrich Elon Musk. And then even as he became a persona non grata, he had the backing of the federal government to come after his foes. Again, both these people have been enriched by this union. By Elon Musk putting Donald Trump, filling his coffers and allowing him to win the presidency. And who knows, if this goes long enough and he's high enough, I wouldn't be surprised if he starts talking about, how about that election? Because I did something with that. Because there's been too many like subtle dropped hints that people kind of didn't. There's been a little bit of like talk about, but nobody wants to talk about. Trump has said things. Elon's son, like, I don't deny that Musk has something to do with the election in terms of like helping tip the scales. And then on Trump's side, the presidency has been the best thing for him. He has gotten to be he gets to run the country the way he wants. He gets to enrich himself, which he wants to do. He has set himself up so that once he's done being a president, he will continue to make money for him and his family for generations to come. He is doing everything he set out to do. He's going to get a baller ass plane that's going to be gifted to him. It's going to be full of gold. He gets to gaudy up the White House. He gets to do all that shit. He gets to play golf and run the biggest company, the United States, all on the taxpayers' dime, and he's just having a ball. So like the benefits are obvious. So when you look at these two factors, what Musk gets, what Trump gets, you can see that in what they're exposing of each other, you can see that this was all one giant handshake about what we're going to do to enrich ourselves. Musk just came out and was talking about the Epstein files, that Donald was in it. I knew that. Why? What other reason would you have not to reveal the Epstein files unless you were implicated in it? You saw the interview with Don Bongino and Kash Patel. The moment they mentioned that, they both clammed up. Bongino especially. For a dude who's so boisterous and like, that dude got shook real quick. He was like, I read the file. He killed himself. That's it. The dude looked like somebody had his balls in a vice grip. He was like, I don't want to be the reason why this fails. And it's for good reason. Donald Trump is implicated in Jeffrey Epstein. The dude was his best friend for 10 years. Like, there's all these stories about how they are buddies. Like, you really have to do you're not even doing mental gymnastics. Because that involves like work. You just either don't care or you're too stupid or you're just blindly following the narrative that Trump has nothing to do with Epstein when reality says otherwise. So why bringing it all back, and so I can wrap this video up, the main point is this. Trump and Musk are not here for the American people. They're not here to make America great again. They're not here to put America first. They are not here to help the American people. This populist rhetoric that all of you guys are buying into, that, oh yeah, they're populist, they're for the bullshit. Because everything that both these two gentlemen have done have been to enrich themselves and their own agenda at the cost of American people. Trump's big, beautiful bill does everything in the world to make sure that he is set up to be the king on the earth. It does not a goddamn thing for the American people. Giving Musk all these subsidies and contracts does nothing to help the American people. He's over there polluting Memphis as we speak for his AI. And where's he getting this money from? The government and the subsidies. He's got the Department of Justice and the FBI running around looking for people who are blowing up his lots. How is that national security? Nobody gives a fuck about Tesla. But we got to expend resources to protect his interests, to promote Starlink, to back his faulty rockets. None of that is moving the bar for the American people. None of that is producing jobs. His Doge, he came through, cleaned out everything that had anything to do with helping the American people. Didn't even save anything close to 1 trillion, let alone 2. And we're supposed to be like, he's here to save the earth. He just wants to go to fucking Mars for whatever delusional reason. And there's so many reasons why that wouldn't work. But he wants to do it. It's all delusions of grandeur. I say this all the time. If these rich people really cared about everybody like they claim they do, they will use their money to make practical, realistic changes that would benefit everybody, that would be able to last, and that would raise the tide for everybody. And they find every excuse not to do it. They find every excuse. It's always like, if I get rich first, we can all that trickle down shit doesn't work. It just doesn't. And this right here is proving it. The fact that these two are at odds, and the first thing they say about each other is like, they're telling on each other. I got you this. I did this for you. I did that for you. And all of it is just like, I thought you guys were here to make America great again. I thought you guys are here to make sure that the American people got fair wages and were able to lead a good life. I thought you were bringing jobs here. And it's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's all about Donald Trump being the richest motherfucker on the planet and escaping jail and doing all the deplorable money grubbing shit, greedy shit that he wants to do all his way out and secure a legacy and say like, I was the greatest. Everyone loved me. It was all about his ego. And on the flip side, it was Musk's ego too. He wants to be this revolutionary Tony Stark type figure and do, you know what? Tony Stark became fucking Iron Man. He became a superhero. That's how much he put his money where his mouth is. He quit using, making bombs, and he actually put his life on the line. That's actually what a real motherfucker does who cares about people. I mean, in a superhero sense, that's fantasy. But you get what I'm saying. He could have done anything else in the world. He said, no, I'm going to don an iron suit and I'm going to be Iron Man. I'm going to put my life on the line and protect people. Elon Musk has done none of that. He's made shitty cars that get people killed. It's an inferior product. He's taken over a social media platform that was already shaky, made it deplorable. He's spouting all these conspiracy theories. He's ruined free speech with all his misinformation. And he's sitting over here crying because he didn't get his picks because he's not going to get no more money for his EVs because of his failing company, which is his own self-inflicted wound. And he's mad because his pick didn't get picked for NASA, which they got it. What the fuck why don't you just make him president of SpaceX? Because that's where you want it. You wanted NASA to be privatized by SpaceX, to contract to SpaceX, and you have it all. So, look, I'm not going to really follow all the scuttlebutt unless deeper things get revealed, but I think it's clear. Elon Musk, Donald Trump are only in it for themselves. They do not care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about anybody else on this country, let alone on this planet. They just want to see themselves fed. They want to see themselves enriched. They want to see themselves loved by millions. And that's it. They don't care about making anybody's life better. They don't care about humanity. They don't care about making things better as a whole. They don't want to leave this earth better than what it is unless they feel they're great. And this is why you cannot trust these rich billionaires and these corporations, because time and time again, they always choose enriching themselves over doing anything for anybody else. And the fact that our U.S. government is now the people at the upper echelons of government are having a hissy fit and airing out their dirty laundry. And all of it is an indictment on how they're enriching themselves, should be the proof in the pudding that nothing good will come of this administration. They are doing nothing to make lives better. You can tell yourselves that they did immigration. That was never a problem. Maybe they needed to tighten it up. Maybe they needed to rejigger it or whatever, but it was never the problem they said it was. It was just a distraction so that they can steal your pockets and loot the treasury and do what the fuck they want, and everybody else suffers. So, as we watch this fight play out, just recognize these are the people that America elected. This is what they want. They're talking about, let's make America great again. Let's do it. Trashy leadership, foul people who don't care about it. That's what you want. And it can only end one way, and that's It's a big piling heap of trash. So that's my piece on it. You guys have a good Thursday. Let's stay classy.